So, of course, we are very relieved that today Gibraltar isn't going to fall off a cliff and crash out effectively as we all feared we would. And something like this would have had a terribly detrimental impact for citizens and businesses and tourism and every aspect of any aspect of crossing the frontier. And of course, it would have effectively had the potential to threaten our prosperity and our economy into the future. So I think most people will feel a big sense of relief today that we've come to an in-principle agreement of sorts, and also that there won't be any immediate chaos at the border right now. So I think that in general, it's a good thing for Gibraltar, but of course we don't know the exact terms of this agreement, and therefore we wait patiently to understand what the terms are so that we can evaluate them a little bit better and form a more considered view of the general prospect of the agreement.
You have very strong words for the UK, saying it's effectively thrown Gibraltar to the lions.
Well, of course. I mean, firstly, let's not forget that Gibraltar was the one centre in the entire UK that voted overwhelmingly to stay in Europe. And the absolute irony was that Gibraltar was the one place that was not cared for in the agreement, despite Boris Johnson saying throughout that he was negotiating for the entire British family. And there we were at the very end, at the 11th hour, trying to scramble a deal for ourselves, independently, effectively, of the United Kingdom, because we didn't see anything in the Christmas Eve agreement. And we were looking at being the one place that could have been the hardest hit by this unwanted Brexit of ours. So, yes, I believe that, unfortunately, this is the doing of the United Kingdom, and we have been left to effectively fend for ourselves. And it appears that we have come out of it as best as possible. But like I say, I repeat, we need to see the terms of the deal. Yeah, it's been one of those ironies where we have been the staunchest European centre effectively within the referendum, and the ones that carried the biggest risk.
What would you say are your main concerns?
I believe that at this point we have to take the future with excitement and work as constructively as possible, and ensure that we have a good deal going forward that will protect our economy, our society, and a free flow border. And it's looking like it. But of course, we want to understand what the red lines will be, and whether any of those will be stretched in any way, and how that will make our community and our society feel about that. I think that only once we have been able to look at the agreement can we really evaluate what the concerns might be. But from the outset, right now, as a place that wants to work collaboratively with the European bloc via our land border effectively, and the possibilities that can bring, I think that we should be looking with a positive attitude and a forward-looking mindset in order to realize the expectations and the hopes that we have for a future that provides possibilities for everybody. Obviously, it'll be very important in terms of concerns as well to have a look at what this level playing field will signify once we have been able to look at the agreement, because that will, of course, have an impact on our economic modelling and possibilities for the future. How are things going to be carried forward in terms of pricing, in terms of economic impacts on our society? And we can only really take a view on that once we've seen the agreement and what it implies.